Good morning, everyone, and it is time for lights, camera, and action, or should I say lights, action, cameras, and some news out of GoPro. But first, the intro. So, before we get into what's going on with action cameras and GoPro in particular, what am I drinking for coffee today? Well, we have had a bit of a tragedy here at Cameras and Coffee Central. Not Steinbeck, you can see he's right here. The coffee grinder that I bought many years ago and have loved very much released the magic black smoke, and I went to go buy a replacement motor for it, and the motors, if I could even find one, were more expensive than just buying a brand new coffee maker, which is on back order. So until that arrives, I am stuck doing all kinds of heinous things. Although I won't lie, I do really like royal milk tea, which is what we're going to have today. It's a bit of a special treat because it is not low calorie. Holy cow, 120 calories in this can. Might as well just eat a box of fudge. Oh man, I do really love royal milk tea. All right, so what's going on with GoPro? This is my GoPro. It's a 360-degree GoPro Max, right? I bought it for doing things like underwater footage when I'm out fishing, and I got the idea for this from watching fishing channels, where if you've ever watched a fishing channel, there's a lot of guys who will mount a GoPro on their chest like this, and then you can see them casting. It's literally the most annoying footage it is, because the whole footage is just arms and casting, and it's like I can't even see what's going on, and your hands are out of focus. But anyway, but I bought the 360 for that, for putting into the water, like in streams, to kind of study fish and how they feed and things like that, and just have been waiting for a chance to actually be able to find a stream that's not frozen. But what's going on at GoPro itself is a recent filing indicated that there are significant financial pressures on the company that could cause it to be not viable in the long term. Now, we do know in 2000, the article's linked in the descriptions if you want to read it yourself, and it provides specific numbers for how much money GoPro lost in 2024 versus 2025, and 2025's performance was substantially better, but it's citing two major factors that are causing it to suffer financially. A reduction in sales, which is going to happen due to an increased cost. I was shocked that this was almost $500 for that camera. So I honestly didn't know how expensive GoPros were. So there's a reduction in sales, which is likely due to an increase in costs due to supply parts, the parts for it and things like that, but also a decrease in the availability of parts and an increase in parts cost due to AI hoovering up rather, as many parts as possible for the unbounded amount of growth that AI is doing right now. So, as if it wasn't bad enough that AI is destroying photography as a way of life, as a hobby, as something that we can look to for truth by being able to create images that look like real photos, it's now also destroying camera makers' ability to get the parts that they need to make cameras at an affordable price that will allow them to remain going concerns. And that's incredibly frustrating. Just add that to another reason why AI is why AI is terrible. It's awful. Why are we doing this to ourselves? It's like it's self-inflicted pain. I don't know. I guess because there's a handful of rich people who want to cut everybody else out of their lifestyle. If they can get stuff from AI, then they don't need to pay people for it. Won't that be a wonderful thing for like 15 people while the rest of us suffer? Anyway, so what does this mean for action cameras in general and things like that? And why are action camera sales declining? Well, I think one of the reasons that action camera sales are declining is because of cell phones. Like, stupid observation, I know. But when you think about it, why would you put a $500 action camera into harm's way and risk having to replace it when you could just go buy like a 6-year-old cell phone for like 50 bucks? It's got suitable video quality, and you can put it in harm's way, and if it survives, great, use it again. And if it doesn't survive, great, it's 50 bucks. You can do that 10 times before you get to the amount of money that you pay for something like this. And if you destroyed this 10 times, well, now you're at $5,000, right? Versus $500 in El Cheapo cell phones. So that's a big part of it. Also, cell phones, for people who were carrying stuff like this for photography, which it makes no sense. Action cameras are not really good for like everyday camera use. Cell phones are just easier to use. So that's a big part of it. If, like, for instance, let's say I had a permit, okay, to work with a train company and get a video of a train driving over like me. I would not use my action camera for that. I would go out and buy like 4 $50 cell phones, and then I would space them out over the length of the track. And if 3 of them got destroyed, who cares? I still have one that is going to be fine. And if all 4 of them survive, then I have 4 sets of really good footage to pick from. Okay? So it just doesn't make financial sense to buy a single action cam and risk getting it destroyed when you can buy multiple cheap cell phones and have them get destroyed, and who cares? Okay, next up. So there's that. There's the parts being more expensive that is making it harder to get the parts that are needed. And also, people who were going to get action cameras have them. They do tend to last. Like, GoPros are really well made. The guys who are making the fishing videos, their GoPros aren't getting destroyed by them casting, taking videos of them casting all the time, or riding their hoverboards out to like ponds or whatever it is that they do. So the people who bought the action cameras aren't going to need to replace them. 4K is suitable for sharing video, more than suitable for sharing video. So there's no real reason to upgrade to something that's more than 4K. So anyway, there's not a whole lot of upgrade need for people who already have action cameras. So there's going to be a reduced volume of sales because there's not as much need to replace them. Okay, so those are some of the factors that are affecting GoPro. What do I think is going to happen? I suspect that I don't think we'll see a Spirit Airlines situation. Like, I don't think we're just going to wake up and GoPro's going to say, hey, we're done. No more app support, no more cameras. Everyone's out of a job. Have fun, guys. It's been a great ride. I suspect that what will happen is that some other company, whether it's a camera company that's looking to expand slightly, or a drone company that's looking to have more robust cameras on their drones, or make underwater drones and expand, one of those 2 avenues, some company will look at GoPro and say, let's buy them because they already have patents, technology, people, app support, whatever it is that is useful. Buy them for a relatively affordable price, and then take their product line, harvest what we need, and go forward. That's my best guess. Honestly, if I were the CEO of a drone company, I would be looking at this and putting my people on it, like, guys, go see if there is an avenue here to make an offer to GoPro to buy them out so that we can use their tech in our drones. And that would be a pretty good use of that. So that's kind of the way I think it's going to go. I don't think GoPro is going to go away completely. I think they'll be bought out by another company, and that those of us who have things in the GoPro ecosystem and who like that, or have cameras that pretty much functionally need the app to work, will probably continue to have some level of support, at least for the foreseeable future on that. So that's my prediction, and if you're watching this like a year from now, from when it goes live, or more, tell me if I'm right or wrong. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you in the next Cameras and Coffee.